Yo, what is up guys, Jack here, and today I'll be talking about whether or not it's worth it to upgrade to the Galaxy S6 if you own a Galaxy S5. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now that the Galaxy S5 is a little more than a year old, you may be thinking about trading it in for that newer, shinier model, aka the Galaxy S6, but I would hold on to that phone for a while if I were you. So we have to start somewhere, so let's talk about the physical aspects of the Galaxy S6 versus the Galaxy S5. Traditionally, older phones like the Galaxy S5 compared to the S6 weigh a little bit more and are a little bit bigger and fatter. So the Galaxy S6, as you can presume, is a little bit smaller and a little bit thinner compared here and here. Now this is a personal preference, and maybe some of you might like a bit heavier phone because it makes it feel like a more quality product instead of holding a flimsy piece of paper that you can break. But with that sleek unibody aluminum glass design, I'm sure that won't be a problem with the better build quality in the Galaxy S6 that they have addressed. Samsung really took charge in redesigning this phone from the ground up, and maybe with some influences here and there, but nothing much. Anyways, people have been getting at Samsung because of the build quality of their phones. Like I said, the Galaxy S6 really took a step in the right direction in the build quality. Even though the Galaxy S5 was a sturdy phone, it was made with plastic that was easily crackable and a screen that wasn't very shatter resistant. I had to find that out the hard way. So the Galaxy S6 addresses this problem with an aluminum glass unibody design, and that's great that they addressed that and starting anew with a new design of the phone. But three things I dislike about this new design is there is no removable battery, and in this case the Galaxy S6 has a smaller battery, so that's even a bigger con. There is no expandable storage for micro SD cards, and they lose their IP67 certification for water resistance, unlike the Galaxy S5, and that's something I really miss. Personal thing here, I like to put my phone, hang it in a little soap bar, and blast Pandora while I'm taking a shower, and I probably won't be able to do that if I upgrade to the Galaxy S6. In the TouchWiz department, gee, that was a big mess with all their bloatware and preloaded media, but Samsung has fixed that a little bit and let Android run the show a little bit more with running Lollipop more than TouchWiz, or more so than previously. And unless you're a fan of TouchWiz, there are really no drawbacks to this fix. I mean, you get a faster phone, probably less crashes and apps, and more space for you. Now moving on after the problems that they addressed, let's talk about the improvements they have made. For example, the screen. The display or resolution of the Galaxy S5 is only a 1920 by 1080p, and Galaxy S6 stepped it up like Galaxy S5 was here. Galaxy S6 is all the way here, it passed the finish line, it's running home, it's got the gold. It has a quad HD display coming in at, 2560 by 1440p with 572 pixels per inch. Now that, my friend, is insane. And some people might ask, is this display necessary? No, it's not necessary, but it would sure as hell be sexy. Not getting caught too much up in that, let's talk about the specs and actually make the comparison in terms of hardware. So I'll do my best to keep the specs here, let me center myself. I'll do the best to keep my specs in line with the Galaxy S5 here, and the Galaxy S6 specs here, and hopefully I can make a flowchart or a table or something like that. Now with the Galaxy S5, it has a processor coming in at 2.5 GHz, which is a quad-core Snapdragon 801, and then they have the Galaxy S6, which is an 8-core processor coming in at 2.1 GHz, and it's Samsung's own Exynos processor. Now RAM for a phone doesn't really need to be much, but it's future-proofing. Over here we have 2 GB of RAM, and over here we have 3 gigs of RAM, so you can multitask with all those cores in your processor and keep stuff open, and you don't have to close, and things probably won't crash as much. Now I've already went over the display, so I'm not going to talk about this too much, but over here we have a 1080p display, which is OLED, and over here we have also OLED display with a quad HD one. Now let's talk about internal storage. The internal storage on the Galaxy S5 is 32 GB, but that's not all available to the user. So Truly, it is 27 gigabytes over here, and if you get the 32 gigabyte model on the Galaxy S6, it is going to be even lower with 23 gigabytes, and there is no expandable storage for that. So if they release a higher gigabyte model, I would definitely go with that if you are buying Galaxy S6. Let's talk about battery life. Over here, we have 28,000 milliamp hours of battery life, and over there, we have 2550 milliamp hours of battery life, which is a big concern. One, because it's a Quad HD display, and that display will probably be super power hungry. And one more concern in mind is that there is no removable batteries, so you can't bring a spare battery with you and swap it out if you're flying or traveling or just doing everyday stuff. So let's come to a conclusion. If you want to buy the Galaxy S6, it'll cost you $800 off contract, and if you're on contract, it'll probably be significantly lower. And if you just want to get the Galaxy S5, you can find it for as little as $150 over Amazon, eBay, whatever floats your boat. Or you can just buy it at your Sprint store, Verizon store, T-Mobile store, or they even have no, they don't have that carrier anymore. But you can buy it anywhere you can get the phones. So, $800 is a pretty penny to be spending on the top-of-the-line, cutting-edge, you get it, cutting-edge technology, but some people might say it's worth it with the 8-core processor, the extra gig of RAM, and the new rugged design. If you're just an everyday user who just uses their phone lightly, I would not upgrade to the Galaxy S6. But if you're going to be working or doing hardcore gaming on your phone, if you don't have a console or a computer, or you just like mobile gaming in general, or if you want to be super productive in your life, or you just want the best performance that's available to you, go ahead and get the Galaxy S6 if you can pop up $800, or you can beg your parents to do that. If you just want to stay with the Galaxy S5, it's perfect. It'll probably be suitable for another 2 years until you can get that other phone or get off contract for another 2 years. Or just wait for the CyanogenMod 1+2. Actually, it won't be Cyanogen anymore, it'll be the Oxygen 1+2. Or wait for another Moto or get a Nexus or something like that. But I don't think $800 is justifiable for this brand new phone. We'll have to wait, and because we'll have to wait because the phones are still being pre-ordered right now. The price will be due to drop, and I guess you could just pay less for that technology. But if you think it's absolutely necessary to get the best performance out of what you want in a pocket computer, go ahead and get it. But I'm perfectly content with my Galaxy S5, and I will not be looking to upgrade anytime soon unless something significant catches my eye besides the Galaxy S6. And if you're just a Kickstarter, per se, or you're a go-getter, and you just want that edge display, go get that if that's what you want. I say it is all worth it if you have the money to spare, if you're already there, but I don't think I would personally get this phone. 1, because the battery, 2, micro SD, 3, waterproofing. I'm scared about the glass display because I drop stuff, I'm not perfect. And then, one last thing, if you don't have the money already, I would just stick with the Samsung Galaxy S5, and there you have it. So that's the conclusion of my video, guys. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike, comment if you dislike, and why you dislike, and also comment if you have any video suggestions. And by the way, this was a suggestion from Joe Carrillo in my English class. He wanted to know if it was worth it to upgrade or not. So if you have any questions or any future video ideas, you know where to comment, right there next to the subscribe button and the like button. So without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.